how silicon anode batteries will bring better range to EVs. Have you ever wondered what's holding electric vehicles back from achieving longer ranges and faster charging times? In this video, we'll uncover the game-changing technology behind silicon anode batteries, a breakthrough that promises to revolutionize EV performance. How do these batteries work? And could they be the key to making EVs more practical and efficient for everyone? The portable, high-density energy storage technology known as lithium-ion batteries has transformed the industries of consumer electronics, electric vehicles, and large-scale energy storage since its commercial debut 30 years ago. Despite this, the major gains have primarily occurred on the lithium metal oxide cathode side. Despite the fact that the technology has advanced significantly, for example, the price has dropped 30-fold between 1991 and 2018. In contrast, the graphite anodes used in lithium-ion batteries have essentially not changed. Since silicon can retain 10 times as many lithium ions by weight as graphite, it has long been considered a promising material for anodes. In actuality, silicon was used as a lithium battery anode for the first time 7 years before graphite. However, technical issues have hampered trials with that element, such as the anode's volume expanding when loaded with lithium ions and the potential for material fracture that results from an anode's expansion and contraction. But now, after almost 15 years of small advancements and broken dreams, silicon's moment as a battery staple has finally come. Silicon has revolutionized information storage, and it is now revolutionizing energy storage as well. To create cheaper, longer-range EVs that might be on the road by the middle of the decade, some automakers have partnered with silicon anode firms. 1D Battery Sciences, located in Palo Alto, California, is integrating their silicon nanotechnology into GM's Ultium battery cells in collaboration with General Motors. By 2026, the silicon anode from Alameda, California-based Sila Nanotechnologies, which powers the Whoop fitness tracker since 2021, will be found in the Mercedes G-Class SUV. By next year, the silicon battery system developed by Woodinville, Washington-based Group 14 Technologies should be installed in a Porsche EV. To commercialize its anode materials, Group 14, Sila, and Amprius Technologies in Fremont, California, raised almost $500 million in late 2022. The U.S. Department of Energy provided $250 million, and Group 14 also received $214 million in private funding. In the coming years, all three intend to have gigawatt-scale domestic manufacturing operational. At April, Group 14 started building a 20-gigawatt facility at Moses Lake, Washington. According to Rick Costantino, Chief Technology Officer at Group 14, silicon has revolutionized the way we store information, and it is now revolutionizing the way we store energy. Compared to EVs with batteries that use today's graphite anodes, silicon promises a longer range, faster charging, and more inexpensive EVs. It transports lithium ions across the battery's membrane more quickly, in addition to absorbing more of them. It should also be less expensive and less vulnerable to supply chain problems because it is the most prevalent metal in the crust of the Earth. Currently, China processes almost all of the graphite anode material. According to reports, Tesla has increased the amount of silicon in the anodes of its batteries by up to 5%. Startups in silicon anode, however, aim considerably higher. As previously mentioned, graphite was the compromise option when researchers initially started looking into silicon for lithium battery anodes in 1976. However, the anode was rapidly dissolved by silicon's extreme swelling and shrinking during charge and discharge. Additionally, unfavorable side effects reduced battery life and made charging more difficult. By adding a tiny amount of silicon, often up to 5%, to the anodes of their batteries, some commercial battery manufacturers, such as Tesla, have increased the anode's capacity to store lithium. Startups in silicon anode, however, aim considerably higher. The majority of them are considering silicon that has been nano-engineered as a solution to the side reaction and swelling issues. This branch of study began in 2008 when Yi Chui, a professor of materials science at Stanford, and his lab published a paper on silicon nanowires that could withstand swelling in Nature Nanotechnology. with spherical silicon nanoparticles, core shell-type particles composed of silicon cores encased in protective coverings, and silicon particles with etched surfaces. Others quickly gave this a distinct spin. In order to commercialize the silicon nanowire anode technology, QE co-founded Amprius in 2008. The method for growing nanowires straight from the metal current collector substrate has been enhanced by the company. In comparison to spherical nanoparticles, the nanowires do not inflate as much. Ionel Stefan, Chief Technical Officer, claims that the battery's high energy density is due to the company's selection of pure silicon. Additionally, a drained battery can be charged to 90% capacity in 10 minutes thanks to the thin, porous materials. A silicon anode battery with a record-breaking verified energy density of 500 watt-hours per kilogram, or roughly twice that of modern EV batteries, was disclosed by Amprius in March. The company's batteries are already used in aircraft by Airbus and BAE Systems. Amprius intends to reduce costs sufficiently for commercial flying applications like drones and air taxis by increasing production at a 5-gigawatt facility in Boulder, Colorado, which is scheduled to launch in 2025. Hand-holding a glass jar labeled Titan Silicon that is filled with a dark material. Sila Nanotechnologies co-founder and CEO Gene Berdichevsky holds a jar of the company's most recent nanocomposite silicon anode materials for lithium-ion batteries, which are already utilized in the Whoop fitness tracker. According to Vincent Pluvinage, CEO and co-founder of 1D Battery Sciences, Amprius's Anode technology has the drawback of being expensive and requiring proprietary anodes that are incompatible with existing large EV cell factories. Amprius is now focusing on specialized applications like urban air transportation because of this. According to Pluvinage, 1D is instead concentrating on bringing reasonably priced EVs to market by 2026. 1D uses silicon nanowires as well, but they are infused into the surfaces and internal holes of graphite particles. The use of silicon processing results in batteries with energy densities of 350 watt-hours per kilogram and 80% charge in less than 10 minutes, at a cost of less than $2 per kilowatt-hour. According to Pluvinage, WUND has discovered a way to overcome this cost barrier and successfully add just the right amount of silicon into EV batteries, despite silicon being perceived as a highly engineered and costly material. By creating silicon materials that resemble the black graphite powder used to create modern anodes in both appearance and behavior, Group 14 and Sila are able to keep costs down. According to them, this will enable a drop-in swap at current battery facilities. Sila Chief Technical Officer Gleb Yushin adds, "You don't need to change the way batteries are made. Silicon anodes can be made in the same factories." In 2011, Yushin, a professor of materials science at Georgia Tech, and former Tesla engineer Gene Berdichevsky co-founded Sila, although his team and others, like the U.S. Battery 500 Consortium, which consists of 5 universities and 4 national laboratories, have made great strides in developing lithium metal anodes. QE notes that there is still a risk of battery fire. Additionally, a battery will need to be completely redesigned for lithium metal and other technologies. He claims that although silicon anode material is presently available for purchase, lithium won't be available for at least another 5 years. Silicon is currently taking place. This is the age of silicon. Enjoying the insights? Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated on the latest breakthroughs shaping the future of technology.